Hey there, I hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to share proper care of our Norwex cloths because I want them to last you many, many years. Okay, so I use my cloths every day. It's really the only thing that I use to clean. If I'm not using a Norwex cloth, then I'm using a sponge and maybe some of our enzyme products. But for the most part, I use my Norwex to clean everything from walls to counters to stainless, you name it. So when I use the cloths, we want to rinse them daily. So you're going to rinse them out after you use them. You always want to use your Norwex cloth wet with damp with water alone. You don't need soap on it for it to use. Now when you rinse them off, okay, I have my utility sink here. When you rinse them off for daily use, you just want to use hot water. So hot water with your Norwex expands the fibers, so it helps to let go of anything that you've collected. And what you want to do is turn on your hot water, grab your Norwex cloth, and you're pressing and agitating while rinsing it out. So this movement I'm doing here helps those fibers release all the gunk, right? The grease, the grime, the dirt, the bacteria, all the things. Now every once in a while, I'll notice that my cloths are just super dirty. Maybe I've really been cleaning some big messes and maybe they're greasy messes or something like that. When that happens, I will do the same thing with how I'm pressing and agitating, but I will use a little bit of the Norwex dish liquid, or I have some Ultra Power Plus laundry detergent that I have in just this little shaker bottle, and you can get these bottles at most grocery stores. They typically have them where they have like the aluminum foil, the mason jars, things like that. They'll typically have a little section of little jars, so like spice jars. And so I'll just sprinkle, and you don't need a lot, just a few granules on your cloth, and then you're gonna do it the same way. You're just gonna press, agitate, and rinse. All right, then you're gonna make sure the water runs clear, and you're gonna hang it to dry. That's why Norwex cloths have a hang tag. So not only do they tell you what they're for, but they also serve a little purpose for us. So I'm going to flip my phone around and show you guys what I use. So I have a couple things here in my laundry room. So this is from Hobby Lobby. This is probably the one that I use the most. And you just take your Norwex cloth after you rinse it off and just hang it up to dry. And a tip for this is while it's drying, you want to put it in a well-ventilated area. So if I put it on a hook under my sink, it's not a well-ventilated area, so it's going to take longer to dry. So if you hang it like somewhere out in the open, just so there's some constant airflow, it's going to dry pretty quickly. Now, while the cloth is drying, the whole point of having silver in our cloths is so that silver can destroy the bacteria that we've collected. So the silver will naturally self-purify the cloth. Silver's a natural antibacterial. It's a natural antimicrobial. So any of the nasty stuff that I collect while I'm cleaning, that silver's going to break it down, which is great for me and you because that means I don't have to do laundry every day with my Norwex. I can actually just rinse it out, hang it to dry, and tomorrow morning when it's time for me to clean up again, my cloth will be rid of any bacteria that I've collected. So that's like on a daily use thing. Now, weekly, at least once weekly, because I do use my cloths constantly. I use them to clean my house. Hey guys, welcome. I use my cloths to clean my house. I use them for Norwex demos, so they are heavily used. I will wash them in the washing machine once a week. When you wash your Norwex in your washing machine, you want to use hot water. That's the best because hot water, again, just like we use hot water when we rinse them out, hot water expands those teeny tiny little star-shaped fibers and helps us release everything that we've collected throughout the week. Okay, so wash on hot, and you can wash your Norwex with non-Norwex items like things that are not linty. So no sweatshirts, no fleece blankets, but things like t-shirts, jeans, that's sheets. That's totally fine to wash your Norwex with that kind of stuff. And the whole reason why is if we're washing our Norwex with really linty items, like the sweatshirts and stuff, those teeny tiny little fibers, like the same ones that pick up the bacteria from the surface, they're gonna grab onto the lint in the washer. And that's just gonna create a mess. So do your best to wash your Norwex at least once a week, if you're using it regularly, with non-linty items. And you wanna use a filler and a fragrance-free laundry detergent because the more fillers that a laundry detergent has, it's going to clog up your cloths and it's not gonna perform as well over time. So you want to try to use some. I recommend Norwex. I use Ultra Power Plus. Sometimes I use the liquid, right? But these are 100% filler free. They're fragrance free, perfect for Norwex cloths. Even if you just have one bag in your laundry room to wash your Norwex, it's going to be the best thing for your cloths. Or the liquid is fine. We also have the Eco Wash laundry detergent strips. So wash on hot, never use fabric softener, and never use bleach. That's really important. So fabric softener is also full of chemicals. It's actually it's the second most toxic thing in the home. It's full of stuff. And so that's also going to clog up your cloths. So try to always use a filler and fragrance-free laundry detergent. And you don't need anything else. You don't need any additives, nothing else. That's all you need is your Norwex detergent. Now, every couple months, 2 to 3 months, I deep soak my cloths. So this is because just regular washing will get them pretty clean, but they do work hard. They're picking up all the things, right? So every once in a while, you want to do a deep clean with your microfiber so that it gets deep down into the fibers and helps loosen anything up that might be in there. So I use my utility sink, okay? And so when it comes time for me to deep soak every 2 to 3 months, and I'm a heavy user, so I might deep soak mine more frequently than you do. That is the whole reason why we have the Microfiber Cleaner Laundry Booster. It is your deep soaker. You can also use this on non-Norwex stuff, but this is really designed to help lift up any deep down dirt in your cloths. And how to use this is really easy. So you can fill up a sink or even a bucket with super hot water. Do not boil your cloths. At one time, many, many moons ago, Norwex actually recommended that we boil our cloths. We no longer recommend that. I haven't since I've been here. So I've never done that with my cloths, but that comes up a lot in parties. So really hot water, fill up the sink, and your rule of thumb for using this is every 10 cloths that you have deep soaking, you need 1 scoop of this. So if you are deep soaking everything, like all your Norwex, and you have loads and loads of cloths and kitchen cloths and enviro cloths, dusting mitts, all the things, like I do, you might need to use more than 1 scoop. So the recommendation is 1 scoop for every 10 cloths. And you're gonna leave it soaking in that really hot water for as long as you can. Like I normally do about at least a half an hour, usually an hour or 2. And I will use something that I have on hand, either a big kitchen spoon, or I really like using my Pampered Chef Mix and Chop. It's kind of a heavy spatula type thing. And on the bottom, there's a ball that is used to crunch up meat, but it also presses down on those cloths really well while they are soaking. So I do that a couple times while they're deep soaking, just to help really get in the cloths and loosen anything up. Once you're done deep soaking, you're going to drain your water, or if you're using a bucket, pour that water out, and then immediately transfer your cloths to the washing machine. And go ahead and wash them with your Norwex detergent. You can put them in there wet. Couple tips on laundry is if you have a high efficiency washing machine, always try to put your Norwex cloths in the washer wet, because Norwex cloths absorb 7 times their weight in water, which is a lot of absorption, right? Which we need for cleaning and all the things. But when using a high efficiency washing machine, they don't produce as much, they don't put as much water in the drum. And so if your Norwex cloths are absorbing all that water, there's very little water left over to actually do the agitation and the moving around that we need to get them clean. So you can hack that by dumping water into your high efficiency or just putting them in there already wet. So that's how you deep soak. Now, a couple other tips from a laundry room standpoint is, I have a house full of boys and they don't always follow the directions right on things when it comes to separating clothes and things like that. So I picked this up. I got it at Aldi, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I think they're still in stock, but you can get that from Amazon or anything. But it's just a 3-section sorter. And so since I only wash my Norwex about once a week, I will accumulate quite a bit of stuff throughout the week. So I just have one for lights, darks, and my Norwex. I recommend that you do have a dedicated spot for your dirty Norwex. Before I had that, I just let my Norwex accumulate in the utility sink, and that was good. But if you have some type of system, it's good to have a dedicated place, no matter what that is, to keep your dirty Norwex. That way you don't accidentally wash a bunch of enviro cloths with your sweatshirts, because we don't want to wash our Norwex with linty items. Hey guys, welcome. Okay, let's talk about dryer balls. So I don't use fabric softener or dryer sheets. I haven't in over 4 years, and I will tell you, my son has super sensitive skin. That has probably been the one thing that I've changed that has helped his skin the most. So I use Norwex dryer balls. Okay, and Norwex dryer balls, they come in a pack of 3, but I actually have, I think I have 7 of them in there. So a couple have gone missing over the years from dogs. But these are the Norwex dryer balls. So these just stay in my dryer, and every once in a while I need to recharge the dryer balls. I'm gonna tell you how to do that. But dryer balls, what they do is they fluff and they tumble and they bounce around inside the dryer while the clothes are drying. And what that does is it speeds up drying time. So that's important. We're going to come back to that. So it speeds up drying time, but also helps keep the clothes in there moving. So it helps eliminate any wrinkles that we would normally get. So it speeds up drying time. So when I'm drying my Norwex, when I'm drying any laundry, I use the timer setting, not the automatic setting like cottons or permanent press. I turn the heat down, and I also turn the amount of time it's running, because static is caused by over drying. It's the agitation of the clothes on each other that create that static. And since these make your drying time less, you're going to want to make sure that you adjust how long your clothes are in the dryer. And now you might be thinking, like, why do you have so many dryer balls? Because when I'm doing laundry, I like to get things done really, really fast. And the more dryer balls you have, the faster your laundry dries. So great life hack right there. Now, every few months, since these do stay in my dryer nonstop, and my dryer and washer run at least once a day. I know that sounds insane, but we have a busy household with sports, pets, things like that, right? So there's always something that needs to be done. These get a lot of use, and so every couple of months, I will recharge them. So let me see if my son has a pair. Yep, he sure does. Got old pair of white sport socks. So I will just take a pair of white tube socks, and I will put the dryer balls down in that tube sock. And the reason why I do that is to prevent shedding and to make sure that these retain their shape. So I'll just put all these dryer balls down in a sock. And then I will take the sock, just like this, and throw it in the washer. And I will run a load with detergent, with everything. And it's not really that these are getting dirty, it's that they get dry. Wool can dry out. So what I'm doing by following that little routine to recharge my dryer balls is I'm putting moisture back in them. And then the load in the washer gets done. I take the dryer balls out of the sock and I throw them in the dryer. And you can leave them in there damp for a little bit. It's not going to hurt them. Or if you're doing the recharging with other laundry, like I normally do, I'll wash my husband's white work t-shirts, things like that. I'll just throw everything into the dryer with these removed from the sock so that they can just bounce around and do their thing. So that's how to recharge your dryer balls. You don't have to do it often, just kind of when you remember, right? A great hack is just to kind of do all of that stuff around the same time, right? If you're going to deep soak your Norwex every couple months, on the same day, also recharge your dryer balls. And then that's easier to remember. Now, for me, I have always loved fragrance, right? And I know now that things like plug-ins and fabric softener and dryer sheets, those things aren't good for us and they create poor indoor air quality. But I still miss scents once in a while. Like, I like my sheets to smell good. I thought I was going to have some essential oils in here. But what I will do when I'm washing my laundry, like my clothes, the sheets that are on my husband and my bed, at the end of the drying cycle. So when everything is almost dry, I will pull one of the dryer balls out and I will add a couple drops of essential oil right on that dryer ball. Now, it could stain the dryer ball over time. I really don't care because no one ever sees them. That is going to give you a nice scent inside your dryer as the dryer ball rolls around with your other clothes, they're going to pick up that scent. So just be aware, your teenage boys might not like lavender school clothes, but if it's yours, your sheets, your pillowcases, all that good stuff, that is the most amazing scent to add to all of that. And I think that's about it. But if you follow those simple, strategies for laundry, for rinsing daily, washing weekly, deep soaking every 2 to 3 months, your Norwex will easily last you 10 plus years. So, and if you don't have something that you can use to dry and hang, these types of things go on sale at Hobby Lobby every other day, I think, for 40% off. So those are great life hacks. I also use glass jars for my Norwex. So I have my booster in here, and I think I got these on sale at Hobby Lobby too. So I have my booster in here, my Ultra Power Plus. You see, this is because I go through a lot of laundry. And I have the bright and white. So the bright and white and booster are different, okay? So the booster, the Norwex Microfiber Cleaner Laundry Booster, is to get to deep soak, to get deep set in stains, smells, things like that, deep set in dirt. The bright and white is your oxygen power. This is your brightener and your whitener that has zero bleach in it. So I love both. I don't typically run a load of wash where I have both of these and my detergent. That would just be a little too much. But usually I'm addressing different problems in my laundry. And then I also wash the boys' tennis shoes quite frequently because they're teenage boys, right? And I picked this up off Amazon. This is my favorite shoe dryer. So when I clean the boys' sneakers, sports cleats, things like that, I usually use Microfiber Booster because I'm lifting the set-in stuff. And then this is a peat dryer. I can plug this in, put the shoes on here all night, and by the next morning, they are completely dry, and this has zero sound. It's just a very light, warm air that comes out of here. This has been one of my best purchases of 2024. And I think that's it. Now, if you're dealing with a load of laundry that's really smelly, maybe workout clothes or, really it's workout clothes, right? That can get sweaty. Then our odor eliminator is great to add to the wash. You're not going to need it every time, but this is a great little additive. You just take 1 capful of this and put it in the dispenser. Oh, you can't see that. In the section on your washer where you would have put the fabric softener. And this just is so good. It eats the source of the odor. It doesn't cover it up with perfume. So your clothes come out smelling skunk-free every time. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. But taking care of our Norwex will really ensure they last forever. So I'll see you guys soon. Have an amazing day.